I'm careful to not give advice that I know is uniquely something that I was gifted with. My ability to deal with your judgment when I go 70 and 13 is my strength. Why are you only doing one thing? Why don't you do shit? The question is why? Like, I'm just trying to get to why. Like, who? Like, who's gonna cast judgment? My friends, every person here that's not 100% happy, including myself, is not doing something because of judgment of somebody else. 100. More importantly, how do you start chipping away in a world where you were parented or your environment made you that way? How do you chip away? Here's how. You story tell. That is the responsibility and almost the way I feel I live. I have figured out over the last decade or two, really actually half decade to a decade, I have gift for gab. Same reason I could sell, same reason, I'm a good storyteller. So I'm gonna give you stories. Why do I put out those analogies, those clips saying the same shit? Because there's only 15 truths. I just have to say them a million different ways to catch you at the right time with the right slang on the right platform at the right moment.
If you really want something, you're going to go out there and do whatever you can to get it. It's always been said that you make time for the things that are important to you. And then you need to make sure that you change your mindset to that. And if you focus on your dreams and your goals and they're truly important to you, you will dedicate time to them and you will put in the effort and you will try to become successful because that's what you truly want. You know what you truly want and you'll dedicate time to whatever it is that you want to get done. Now, it is going to be hard once you fail because failure is not easy. It's something that's incredibly challenging to overcome. But when it happens, you will know, you will feel it. It's going to be a terrible feeling, but you need to make sure you remember that feeling and try to convert that into a positive feeling because you don't want to feel bad. You want to make sure you're feeling great. So when you do become successful, you need to remember that feeling of failure and how bad it hurt and how much you hated it and didn't like it. So that way you do whatever you can to make sure that you try not to fail again. However, failure is not a bad thing in itself because you can use failure to your advantage and gain so much information and intel and learn about yourself in whatever the field you're trying to become successful in. You see, failure can be one of the greatest teachers you'll ever have because you learn so much, not only about what it is that you're doing, but about yourself and how you will overcome and rise to the challenge in order to continue to rise up to the challenge of becoming the successful individual that you want to be.
An incredible time. And I think the way people look at the world right now, because it's such an incredible time, is actually the quickest tell to who they are. If you think it sucks or it's bad, you have losing, pessimistic DNA. And if you think it's awesome and phenomenal, you have optimistic, winning DNA. And I believe that to be true. And so that's where we're at. I'm not guessing or getting in too early. Right? It's like real estate. There's a big difference between the people that bought, beachfront property in Malibu than people that are buying beachfront property in off region, no infrastructure, islands in the Caribbean, which is right in theory, but it could be an 80-year theory, right? And so it's about timing. Like VR's coming, but consumer VR is very far away. All my friends are spending millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars in consumer virtual reality, VR. There's nobody here, nobody watching this that knows a single person that spends 3 hours a day on VR. If there's a deeper understanding to why one owns something, then it's a movement I can get really behind once I get educated, because I'm desperately sad that people buy things to close emotional gaps, because people are insecure and they need validation from others. And I think they use items to get validation from others. I really do. I think when I think about anything I buy, it's 100% for me. Even all the tchotchkes, the thrill of finding them at a garage sale, or like the one thing I actually buy that I think is silly is like custom New York Jets jerseys, but it's so for me. And I'm happy that I don't buy things for other people's opinions, but I think most people do. There's something very in the air that is manifesting to me that's clear, which is we have a lot of people out there that really pretty much live their lives based on other people's opinions. And I just know that right now somebody's listening or watching who overextended themselves and owns things they can't afford, actually desperately loves their parents. It probably comes from a place of secretly I'd like to still be living with my parents. I like them so much. You're only as good as your I guess this is what I'm pushing for. You do you. I'm not judging. Who the hell am I to judge? Here's what I'm saying. You get one life. And by the way, I'm not naive to females, race, things like that. It's harder, but if there's anybody on earth that looks like you, that's made it, that means you can too. The practicality of making $5,000 to $50,000 more by understanding what Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube do, that's real. That's for 10,000 people that are listening right now. When you don't have money, you have time. That's why, Ange, that's what I went back to. Like, please don't watch 11 episodes of the Kardashians on Saturday afternoon. Like, please go watch 4. Here's what you do. How do I make money? How do I start a business? There's a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of things that you can do. And you know, it's funny, when I think about hip hop and just the context of this a little bit, it's the same DNA as selling cassettes from the back of the trunk. Like, you're either gonna work it or you're not. You're either gonna figure out how to scrap up enough money to get in studio, make something, and then sling it around the way and hope. And if you got talent, you'll be discovered. And back then, Dre or somebody else had to put you on. Now, you put on SoundCloud, you get an Instagram celebrity to put you on, and away you go.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let us know what you thought down in the comment section below.